What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of FTB Infinity on the HermitCraft server, where I'm a pretty princess. Oh my goodness. So I found out with the angel wings that you can change them to the different styles. Right now we are currently having the, there we go. We have the fairy wings right now. Before we had the dragon wings, so yeah, I've converted these over. I thought that was pretty cool if that was actually a possibility. I wanted to see what these things look like. I was like, you know, since we have kind of girly wings, what else do we have that's kind of girly? So I figured, yeah, we can give ourselves a little wand, and that would look like we have, I don't know what I'm talking about, really. And anyway, so yeah, we have ourselves a little wand, we have ourselves fairy wings today. We'll probably switch back to those dragon wings, but I was looking at this. Angel wings. No, that's angel wings. So we can have invisible wings so you don't even see anything. There's feathery wings, which I had before. I was trying those out. Just a couple of feathers to convert it. So yeah, any type of these different angel wings, you can just recraft with the appropriate type to get the feather wings. Fairy wings are purple and a pink dye. Dragon wings, these are what I'll probably end up going back to because I think they just look cool, are 2 pieces of leather. And then the gold wings, which DMAC and I think Corrales were using, just 2 gold nuggets. So maybe we'll switch over to those 2, just try them out. I've never used those wings before, so that might be kind of cool. It's kind of weird not having this armor on and not moving super fast while I'm flying. I guess I don't fly super fast with this armor on, going backwards. Forwards I do. Okay, so let's go forwards this way. Woohoo! Okay, so let's take a look at this stuff real quick. I want gold nuggets. Gold nuggets, let's take 2 of those. Let's actually craft this real quick. So I am curious. Oop, I guess that pops you out of your inventory. If you didn't know, now you know. So there's that and that. Gold wings, awesome. Okay, so that's the first time I've actually worn those. Yeah, those look pretty awesome, I do have to say. I like it. Kind of goes well with the gold halo, I suppose. Yeah, not too bad. All right, so some things I want to look at today. For the first thing I want to look at today is I want to check out this lag. So we looked at this a little bit before, and if we craft, let's see, if we take 10 ingots and we craft those into blocks, there's like a slight delay. So like I just clicked, I don't know, 15 times. Now we're waiting for something to happen. Something. Okay, there we go. So it takes like a long time for some things to happen here. I don't know why that is. Oops, I threw those all on the ground. That happens to me a lot when I'm trying to like shift double click. Sometimes it's like I'm clicking outside of the grid and they fall on the ground. I don't know, that's weird. So I want to check out why that is happening, if there's a way we can fix it. Now, I had a theory. Maybe it's because we have our drives chained together like that. They're all on sub networks. So yeah, again, we look at the wiring down here. This is the main wire from our ME system. It comes over here, and then we connect our storage through this sub network, and then we have a sub network here and here and here and so on and so forth. So I'm kind of curious if it's the sub network that's causing that problem, or is it because DMAC thought maybe it's because we have some of the same items on different drives, so it's pulling off multiple different types, and that's causing lag. Or, you know, I was thinking it might just be a power issue. You know, we don't have power storage here, and I saw in Applied Energistics that there are these power dense energy cell things. So you can make the energy cell, which is just some Certus quartz and some Fluix dust and this quartz glass, makes you one of these. Then you can make the dense one, which is 8 of those previous ones, plus a calculation processor. So maybe it's a problem that we're just not making enough power. The system just doesn't have enough power stored. I don't know. So there's a few things that I want to try. I think the very first thing I want to do is I want to get that power storage. I mean, it seems like a good idea to have this anyway, in case there's like a huge draw of power. We don't want our AE system turning off. So yeah, I think we should go ahead and make one of those. So we need to make 8 of these. Let's see. I think we might have everything here. Okay, very good. This will be really fast crafting then. And then we're going to make the dense one. Just like so. Perfect. Okay, so that was super simple crafting. Okay, so now we have the dense guy. This can go anywhere on your network from what I understand. So I guess we could just stick it right there if we wanted to. And it says it contains, according to this tooltip, 1.6 MAE. Is that 1.6 million AE power? Okay, sure. We'll go with that. So does that do anything here? We need to make a bunch of tin ingots. Now, another thing I noticed, when I shift click the tin ingots from the block, it goes instant. There's like no lag at all. It's only when we're going the other way, going from ingots to the block, that there's a problem. So yeah, I want to click a bunch of these, make sure we have enough so I can make a few blocks at a time. Go and click a few more. We'll fill up our inventory once more and we'll call that good. Okay, so now that we have the dense energy cell on the network, does that make any difference when we are going from ingot to block? Let's check that out. Does not appear so. Okay, so that didn't do anything. So that's good to know. That rules out one possibility. It's not the power that we're having an issue with. Okay. So, man, I keep throwing things on the ground. I don't know why that happens. It must be like I'm clicking right between the two or something. Or maybe I'm just barely clicking up here or something. I don't know. So, another thing what I'd like to do is try making a smaller AE network. I want to try making, one over here or something that's just like an ME drive that's only got 10 in there, one disk, and we'll try that again. So let me make that real quick. We'll do some more testing here and see what we can come up with. Alright guys, so here we go. Here's a very, very small AE system. We just had the energy acceptor, a tesseract, a ME drive with one 4K disk on there, and a crafting terminal with a wire. So that's all we got here. Hey, DMAC. So let's take a look at this. So I have a little bit of tin and some tin blocks in here. I can shift click ingots out, no problem. So I can shift double click those back in. But what I'm seeing here is that some ingots are left behind. Let's fill up my inventory real quick. Okay, so there we go. If I shift double click, like it doesn't put all of these back. And so I thought maybe it was a problem with power. So I went ahead and I removed the dense energy from over here and I brought that guy right here. So now we have the dense energy cell over on this side. Let's go ahead and fill up our inventory again. Fill that all back up and we'll shift double click. And look, it all goes in the system. So obviously that right there is a power issue. Now, something interesting, we don't have any other power over here. So doing the same thing on this terminal should be the same way where it leaves some behind. But I don't think I've ever seen it do that before. So I don't know what the difference is. Is it because maybe we have more cables around and things that have power stored that just works? I mean, I really don't know. Anyway, so let's go ahead and try this. We'll take our ingots and we'll shift click those into blocks of tin. And look, no lag at all. So what's the difference between our two systems? Well, this one's really small. This one over here, I mean, there's some stuff going on, but I really don't think it's that complex. The only thing I can really think of is this right here, how we're doing the sub networks. And if that's the problem, I think we're gonna stop doing those, and we might switch over to an ME controller. So I think one thing that I want to do, I want to try detaching all of my storage. Our quarry is done, by the way, so we don't have to have the storage. Nothing's using our storage right now. So I want to undo like this network that we have over here. Like just disconnect this guy. So we got nothing in here, and I'm gonna put that same drive back on this network. Let's try that real quick. Let's grab this guy and that guy. So we'll just come down here and attach this to the wire. This should be the only thing we see in the ME system. Nope. Wrong spot. Right here. There we go. And that drive. So yeah, the only thing we should see in the system right now is that tin. Yep. Okay, so we will take this. Let's go ahead and shift click that all into our inventory. I'm curious if we'll have that problem where it leaves some behind. It does. Okay, so this system now feels exactly like the other system. We do have a few other things around. Oops. Gimme. Oh my goodness, why does it do that? That is so frustrating. I want to grab this guy. The energy acceptor, or I'm sorry, the dense energy cell that we just made. Let's go ahead and put this on our network somewhere. Right there. That's good. So that'll give us a little bit of extra power. So when I shift click these things, I can click them all into the inventory at the same time. Yep, it all works now. Okay, so those, I cannot remember the name of these things. The dense energy cells are actually useful for some things. Some operations that require a lot of power real quick, those things will actually do something. Okay, so I think we're done. We got enough tin in here. So let's take the tin. We'll shift click this into our inventory. Look at that. Okay, so that's instant. No lag at all. So is it the sub networks now? Okay, so that's the next thing we're going to test. I need to make a small sub network here and then attach the storage to that and see if that causes lag. So let me do that real quick, guys, and we'll be back. Alright, guys, so I went ahead and I made another sub network here. So yeah, that's our main line that comes off. We just made this little sub network that actually doesn't have anything here. And then we terminate at another sub network that has the drive with the 4K that has our tin. Now, I was just messing with this a moment ago just to check it out, and it looks like we're getting a little bit of lag. I mean, it's not like we had before. I mean, that right there would be manageable if our whole system always acted like that. So I'm still trying to figure out what it is that is going on here. So the differences are right now, the main differences are we have many disks and a whole bunch of drives all connected together. So I was thinking maybe the problem would be, or the problem would be resolved, I should say, if like we had a dense energy cell on each one of these sub-networks. So maybe what was going on is the power from our main network was being bottlenecked right here, and the drives just weren't having enough power to pull things off or whatever. So yeah, I made another one of these things here. Let's go ahead and get this back. We'll go ahead and disconnect all this stuff. Yeah, this doesn't really seem to prove anything other than the sub-networks by themselves with one drive on there really isn't an issue. I mean, it could be because we have so many drives and disks on there that it's a problem. I really don't know. Like I said, DMAC was thinking maybe it's we have tin on multiple disks. We won't know if that's the issue really until we start upgrading these until the higher capacity ones. So yeah, we got everything connected right now. We have extra power over there. We have extra power here. Oh, I need to make myself a little bit more of the ingots. Of course I do. We don't have to make too many of these. I mean, if it's going to lag, we will see that like right away. So let's just do it right here. We'll fill up our inventory once more. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, it's definitely not the power because it's lagged right now. Okay. Well, that's something I'm going to be looking at in the future. I'm not exactly sure what it is that's causing the problem. There is some problem. We can see that. I've tried debugging it a little bit. We can see just a standalone network works. And a network with a few of those daisy chain things work. But a network with all these drives and the disks in them? Maybe it's just that there's too many on too many disks. I don't know. Alright guys, so enough about, trying to debug the system. Something's broken. We'll figure it out in time, I'm sure. It can't be too many other things. It's gotta be like the drive sizes or whatever. We'll get to that later. What I want to do now is I want to set up a way to automatically create the processors. Now, I've been doing these all by hand, and there's ways that you can do it, but honestly, I'm getting tired of it. I want to be able to walk over to a chest, drop some materials in there, and just have everything work. So I think we're going to set that up. So I've taken down all of our different presses that we had here, and we're going to try and set up something automatic. So I got a bunch of stuff in my inventory. Yeah, we got all the different presses. We got the inscribers. I think we should be able to make something happen here. So I think we're going to set up our own separate network here. Let's see what we can do. So I believe we need access to the bottom and the sides of these things. So we need to space them like one block apart. I don't know if we're going to have enough room over here. I might have to move this later, but let's just try and get something worked out and see if we can come up with something kind of cool anyway. Okay, so there's 4 of those things laid out. Is that what we want? Maybe they should be one block closer. Anyway, let's get this figured out. I can make it look nicer and move things around appropriately later. Okay, so there's that. We'll go ahead and have these little floaty guys here. Each one of these guys does need its own power. So we'll go ahead and do this. Give them all power using the cable. So then we will also need a little guy between them. This will be our import. It'll be an export. we'll be exporting stuff into each one of these inscribers. Then we're also going to need to import or extract things from them as well. So let's see, we have import buses here. So we will go and do that, that, and that. So each one of these are going to need a cable as well. I don't know if I have enough cable for all of this. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm going to need more cable. Okay, so let's grab some more Fluix cable or glass cable. Whatever is this, what is this stuff called? Where is it? Right here? ME glass cable. Okay, so we'll make some of this. That should be enough. Okay. And let's finish this up over here. So our import buses are connected. So we need export buses as well. So we can go ahead and export right there. Shift click it. Yep. And export there. Right. So I think that is pretty close to what we need so far. So let's figure out what each one of these machines are going to be. So this is the very first one. Let's go ahead and give that silicon, and we will give it some acceleration cards. This will make it go a lot faster. Our next one, I think we will do, I think it's the logic. I think that's the gold ones. So yeah, let's give it the logic press, and we'll give it some cards. Next one over, we should make that the diamond one. I think that's engineering and cards. And then finally, the last one over here, we will do the calculation press, which I think is the pure Certus quartz. Yeah, let's do that, and we'll give it some cards as well. So these guys right here should make our raw materials once we get everything hooked up. I do believe all we need to do is just give this a power acceptor. So yeah, I'll connect to multiple sides there. That doesn't matter. And we'll give it a tesseract for power. So now everything should be powered and it should be ready to go. So if I throw one of those guys in there, yeah, it goes ahead and it does that. The next step is our system here doesn't have any storage. And how many devices are we using? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, we are using 8. I think that's 8 channels right now. So if we try to add a storage bus, this thing might not work. We can go ahead and give it a try though. If that doesn't work, we'll probably end up having to use a controller for the first time. Okay, so let's try putting, where are we gonna stick this? I guess we can just stick this off this guy for right now. Storage bus, chest, and let's put some silicon in here, and we will export into this one silicon. Let's see if that works. It might not work. Yeah, we have far too many things on the network right now. So if I were to come over here and for instance remove this, that should allow everything to work. So now we only got 8 channels being used. Okay, so that's something to look at. Let's grab those out. Oh yeah, and they're being stored right back here in the chest automatically because that is our storage. It's the only place for those items to go. So this is pretty cool. I do like this so far. Let's see, what else can we do here to make this better? So if we have the import buses on those, it is costing a channel. I think we're gonna need, well, either we split this off into 2 separate networks, or I do believe we are going to need to use an ME controller. Okay, well, I tell you guys what, I've never set this up before. I'm just going to make a controller, make this simpler. There might be a way to do it without. But yeah, let me go ahead and get that going, and we'll be back. Okay, guys, so I think I got this figured out. Again, this isn't the final setup. This is just to make sure this is going to work. So yeah, we've seen this. We have the inscribers for all the different presses. When we put an item in the chest, it gets exported from the chest and put into this. It gets pressed, and then those items go back into the chest. So if we take a piece of silicon, it takes it a second, but it will put it over here. It'll stomp it and put it right back in the chest. And then I have it set up so if there's any of this printed silicon, it should export over here into this guy. So there's already a 1 here, so it's not going to export anymore. So we have an export bus here just set to export printed silicon. We have another export bus here set to export redstone. Currently there's nothing in there because I don't have any redstone in the system. Let's give this a little bit of redstone. Well, we'll give it 1 piece for now. So that redstone should make it right here. Perfect. So now we also need to give it one more thing, which is what we're going to actually make the processor out of. So let us do a diamond. We'll watch this work for a diamond. There it goes. It gets stomped. It comes right back over here. So now we need to set this export bus to export these printed engineering circuits. So I did have to use a capacity card. Normally these export buses only have one spot available. If you put a capacity card in there, it opens it up so you have 4 spots. I believe if you put 2 capacity cards, it'll open it up so the whole 3x3 grid is available. But yeah, we just want to put those in there. So if we stick this over here, the whole thing should stomp together. Maybe. Are we missing something? Are these in the wrong spot? Does it have to be like that, maybe? Or does this just not have power? That might just be not have power. Okay, there we go. It just needed power. Got it. And then that gets put right back here. Awesome. Okay, so we got everything set up. If we put in 5 silicon, 5 gold, 5 redstone, we should end up with 5 of the logic processors in just a few moments here. I think that should all work. We're gonna have, oh, I need to set this to the correct channel as well, or I need to set the export, I'm sorry. Export that. Hopefully this is all gonna work. I'm noticing that this printed silicon is not, oh, there it is, now it's doing stuff. Okay, here we go. Things are happening. And they're all coming back over here. Perfect. Okay, so this is what I want. I just want to be able to dump like a stack of stuff in there and just have things work. So let's try this for real. We get a bunch of these printed calculation circuits over here. I'm going to go ahead. Well, let's not do those actually. Let's do gold. I'll get a full stack of gold. So silicon. Let's get a full stack of this. And redstone. So yeah, I'm curious if we put in a full stack of all this and walk away for a moment, if everything is going to be where it needs to be when we come back. I got a good feeling it will be. I mean, we got a good, this makes us feel pretty good right here. So we'll just drop all that in there and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I sat here and I waited for everything to happen, and while this was going, I decided it was time to try and block this up and make it look a little bit nicer and more presentable. So this is what I ended up with. It's not perfect. Looks like DMAC is flying around my base, I guess checking things out. Yeah, it's not perfect, it's not the best design, but it does work, and that's what's important to me. So I can make a whole bunch of processors and I don't have to sit there and babysit it and like click each and every single one into this thing. It'll just happen by itself. Now that's going to be awesome. Now I know DMAC, and I think a few other members on the server, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I went over to the Jim's base and I saw that he was using Steve's factory manager as well to make processors. So I might look at doing that a little bit off camera too. I know you can make these a little bit more compact in that way. If we can do that, that would be awesome. I did want to try it out with the AE only method, right, like this, and I think this turned out pretty cool. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with the way this all turned out, to be honest. It doesn't look too bad. Maybe we can put a few more blocks up here to cover these wires or something. I don't know. But yeah, guys, I think that is going to do it for this episode of FTB Infinity. Hope you guys liked it. I know we spent a lot of time here in the base working with applied energistics stuff, getting our tech on. My internet's acting really poorly today, so that's why we're doing it. We didn't go out anywhere and explore things. Yeah, just changing dimensions really is annoying today. So yep, I hope you guys don't mind it. Just doing some tech today. We might do something else next time. But yep, that's it for this episode of FTB Infinity. I hope you guys liked it. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, leave a like on the episode to show your support for the series. That's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.